Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes to help you understand why you are attracting who you're attracting in your life, right? It's very important because a lot of times we don't know why we are attracting a person that triggers us. We just know that the relationship isn't a fun one. We don't want to be connected to somebody that we have strong feelings for, but then again, are so toxic that they just keep us stuck in a place of disempowerment, and any energy that is connected to fear. So feeling unworthy, feeling not good enough, feeling again overlooked, all those energies. Karmics tend to test us. Past life karmic mates, especially because again, there's already lessons from past lives that weren't learned. So, in order to learn, we have to understand why things are happening in the psychological, the emotional level, which is really the astral level. All right. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box, including the word of the video. You'll need to know that if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. You'll also have to like the video and subscribe to the channel. My hair is making my face itch. Okay, let's see what the word in the video is. By the way, again, all other important links are also in the description box, including my shadow healing coaching program that is supposed to launch the 1st of June. It's looking more and more and more like we're launching at the 1st of June. All right, I'm really excited. All right, let's see what the word of the video is diplomacy. Ugh, I'm so tired of getting the same words. We're gonna pull another one from this deck. Self-denying. They're all the same. Promethean Fire. Okay. I've just been saying, like the past couple of weeks, it's been the same reading. It's been the same reading. Like it's not uncommon for the energy not to change, but at least we can see different different aspects of it. So I'm going to pull one more from a different deck, which is mistrust. So I'm feeling like, yes, there's a lot of passion between you and the person you're connected to, but it's not just passion. There's anger, there's sadness, there's so many different emotions. And when these emotions are bottled up, well, it's only a matter of time before it explodes. You explode. You become impulsive because you can't hold yourself back. So I believe that you're in connection to someone that is self-denying themselves from you. They've tried to test the waters out a few times and they can't read you because you're being very diplomatic to them, but is that because you're just being polite to them? Is that because, that's the type of person that you are? Like I said, being polite, a classy person, someone that wouldn't downgrade yourself by cursing this person out for the way that they treated you. I feel like they can't read that. They would rather you get triggered and yell at them, curse them out, so then they could say, okay, it's ended. Or hi, how you doing? And pretend like actually nothing happened. And you're not going to do that either. You're going to again hold your boundary where this person knows that you you're not happy with them. They know that they didn't treat you well. They know that you know that. And so your stance on being diplomatic is I'm going to be respectful to you, but there's no more warmth. There's no more me going out of my way to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel nice. I will no longer give you any more of my energy because of what you showed me. I don't trust you. You put on this little act like you are so passionate about me that you want to get together with me, that you love bomb me, but It's like you're not consistent. You play games. And we're going to see exactly what this person did and what they're doing right now. I'm going to pull two, two, and two. Secrets. Secrets empty. We'll read it all together eventually. Don't worry. Hiding gifts. Wasting time. Out of tune. Weary. Well, I feel like this person, like when you were in connection with them, all they did was they weren't transparent. They lie. They lied. They pretended that they were so hot for you, that you were their person, that they wanted to be with you. But meanwhile, they're talking to a lot of other people. They aren't really being transparent. They want you to believe that they are, so that you give them your energy, so that you chase after them. But really, you knew because the relationship left you empty. Like it's like they weren't really giving you anything. If anything, they were draining you of your energy because they play a lot of games, wanting to make you feel as if like you didn't really belong like with them. Like again, not being transparent, not putting much energy in, giving you mixed messages, trying to emotionally get you to react, which what they did was they drained you of your energy because you began to not trust them. And so really they wanted you to feel inadequate. They wanted you to feel as if you weren't really good enough for them. They wanted to give you a lot of mixed messages so that you would again be confused, and the intermittent manipulation of, sometimes coming into your life and talking to you. So sometimes they would reach out and talk to you for like a half an hour, and then it would be a few days in a row. And then all of a sudden they would just not call you for like 2, 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, wait for you to reach out. I feel like in the beginning you did reach out. Like you were like, okay, like, so you're talking to me for like a few days in a row. So let me reach out. And then once you would reach out, they would like detach from you. They wouldn't let there be like this consistent give and take reciprocity. It was like they would do it until you did it, and then they would let go because they wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to, so they play a lot of games because they really feel inadequate, but they wanted you to feel inadequate. They wanted you to like not tap into your intuition, really. And this person wasn't tapped into their intuition either. They were tapped into their ego. They wanted you to get tapped into your ego by wasting time. It's like, again, by acting like too busy for you, by giving energy to other things. Again, trying to make you feel as if you were less than, like as if you didn't know your own worth. The thing is that you do know your own worth. And so what wound up happening is I believe that you wound up seeing that this person is just a troublemaker by trying to deceive you. So again, which is why you didn't trust. And after a while, like their inconsistency, it made you sad. Really, that's all that it did. This person wanted you to be pushed into becoming like submissive to them. They wanted you to become consumed with them, by them acting as if didn't really care one way or the other, that they were aloof, just being rebellious for no apparent reason. But coming in and out of your life, breadcrumbing you, expecting you to be like dutiful to them, really thinking that their connection to you was going to keep you in a place of being denial and lost. But it's like all it did was make you angry. That's all that it did, because you're like, you already saw. You had already saw like what this person was going to do, how they were going to do it, and then, trying to say something to them, they're going to be self-righteous, and it's really because they're insecure. They wanted you to be insecure. That's what they want to do. I feel like you're on a higher vibration and it actually triggers this person because you're on a higher vibration. So they wanted you to like kind of like get down to their level. And that would be by, breadcrumbing you and really that intimate manipulation, being inconsistent, giving you a lot, love bombing you, and then like, not like pulling away and just, again, not being able to be consistent. Where I feel like for a while, this person would reach out like every Friday, every Thursday, every one, and then all of a sudden they'd stop. So then what would happen is for a few Fridays after or Thursdays or whatever day, it would come around, you would obviously think about this person because when they were talking to you and coming around, they were acting like they were really interested. Well, that's what they wanted you to perceive because they wanted you to chase them. But what you know now is that they were giving so much time and energy to other places, trying to push you into a place of, you know, thinking that you were less than, by what they gave. And they actually thought that they were going to be able to do it. Now, that doesn't mean because that's what you showed. It means that this person's gotten away with it. They got away with it for so long that this is why they thought. So we have to say, well, what are they doing or what are they going to do like right now? And they might not do anything, I mean, well, right now, I feel like this person, when you met them, they had a lot of burdens. So I still feel like they have burdens. Part of the reason why that they don't get close. So they might have, gotten out of a relationship, might have lost a job. Anything could be a burden, but I feel like financial burdens. So this person really doesn't have the means to take you out, which is possible why they again play so many games. They want you to stay connected to them, but they don't have anything to offer. So if they smush down your self-esteem, maybe you won't realize what you're deserving of. This is this person because they've gotten away with it. It's not because that's really who you are. Just know that. But it's this person is projecting their problems. So again, they're stressed out because what they're seeing is that you're not to be played with. You're not somebody that's gonna, think that you're so unworthy that you're gonna accept nothing. What they're seeing is that they misjudged you and now they're stressed out. It's again their self-image. They're very worried about like how they appear. Listen, they perceive that you were less than them. What it is that you're saying it's like, no, I'm not less than you. You're actually less than me. And this person has to look at their self-image and you shattered it because they perceived that you were going to act a certain way. Now, they needed for you to act that way because I feel like they have so many burdens from a past relationship. They had wounds coming into this connection. So you having a high vibration, knowing who you are, triggered this person. And it's like they also know that they can't give you what you deserve. It's like I feel like you're someone that's an overachiever and this person tried to like mimic that energy. But it's like what it is that they feel betrayed them. This person, what is betrays you. They make a lot of excuses for why they don't show up. Again, they didn't just get burdens for no reason. They have burdens due to their karma. So they can't really even be in a relationship with you because they can't give you what you deserve. There would be a sense that you would always feel like you're in a relationship with someone that takes from you because they would want you to emotionally give to them. They would want you to share whatever is going on with them because, hey, you are someone that is an overachiever. They misjudged you. They perceive that you were someone that you weren't. And that's because of, again, their distorted perception about themselves had nothing to do with you. Again, so I feel like this person thinks about talking to you all the time, but the money issues. That is what keeps them in a place of being really lazy. Really, I mean, it's like they can't give you anything. So they may look like they're working all the time, but their money is going towards paying somebody. So they're stuck. They're stuck in a situation until their debt is paid or until, so again, they can't fully be with you. So the only way that they could be with you is if you settled for less. So again, so they felt like if you became jealous, again, this intermittent manipulation is usually what makes people jealous. Because hey, if you're not talking to me, you're talking to somebody else. You were giving that energy to somebody. That's what they want. But you didn't get jealous. Now this person's jealous because hey, their trick didn't work. Now they're stressed out. Now they're forced looking at their situation and they're stuck in a place of, again, paranoia. So are they doing anything? No, because they can't do anything because they're thinking that they can't do anything because they don't have the money. But now they're also seeing who you are and how would they even be able to come clean to you because the whole time they could have given something, they chose not to give something. So now that they're seeing you from a different perception, it's making them paranoid, meaning that stressed out, that you're not going to give them a second chance because you already know. So again, they're stuck in a place of having a lot of anxiety. So we're not seeing anything. We're not seeing them do anything. We're seeing them stuck in being stupid. That's what we're seeing because they're afraid right now. Are they ever going to do anything about it? Um, they're going to still continue to try to create illusions like they're happy. They do things to like psychically try to get you to do something. So that's still, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to create illusions. If you're stalking me, you're going to see me talk to other like women or other men. They're going to put on the show. They're going to create the illusion to again try to make you talk to them. And I feel like the thing is, this approach is not working because you don't need this person. Again, you are already creating a good life for yourself. This person has anxiety and paranoia that you're going to leave them behind. Again, they don't want you to, but they keep testing you like you wouldn't leave me behind. You wouldn't leave me behind. Where it's again, I feel like you would leave them behind. It's like because you don't trust them anymore. And that's the thing. It's like this person has a fear of change. They have a fear of really relinquishing control. That it's due to again family patterns. And the truth of the matter is that they're not on your vibration. You intimidate them and you intimidate them because you expect them to hold to a certain standard. So this is also what holds them back. It's their pride, it's their ego, it's whatever they witnessed growing up. And so again, that could be, hey, the man had all the power in the family, the woman was supposed to act a certain way, whatever the perception is, or men are supposed to act this way, who knows? But whatever the family patterns are, which could be obviously divorce, uh, not knowing how to communicate, not being transparent, not being emotionally intelligent. All those are family patterns that this person plays games. They create barriers to the point that they don't really even own their life. They don't have anything. They have burdens. So again, they could have gotten out of a divorce. They could be going through some major life change. Some might have just started a business. They don't have the resources because they're trying to get themselves stable right now. And it doesn't even mean that a catastrophe happened in their life. They just, again, are starting over. I feel like within a business, I mean, they're taking a chance on something new. They don't have what it takes. They're bound to whatever their finances are, and they have to continue to pay that, pay whatever it is. It could be, again, a divorce too. It could be anything but they wouldn't be able to give you anything. And they know that you are deserving. They thought that you didn't know that yourself. That's the whole thing. This person's stressed out and they're paranoid because they're seeing that they didn't play this properly. They could have acted nice. They could have acted different. is again, this person like would actually knows that they ruined everything. And it's the finances are a problem. But I said if they wanted, they see that because there's a part of them that would love for forgiveness because they now think the world of you because they don't see you the way that they first saw you. And it's again, they feel like they can't give you what you need. And that's why that this is the end. That's why, because they don't have anything to give. And how they see it is, they know that they didn't treat you well, so that they would actually have to come in and give twice as much as what they gave. And they don't know how long it's going to take them to pay whatever they have to pay. They don't know how long. And due to again all their changes in life, I just feel like this person is kind of like a rolling stone. So they don't really ever have any permanence in their life for very long. It doesn't mean that they can't have a job. They have a job, it goes well, then they get bored, they want to change that job. They stay in a place, they wind up moving, they're in this relationship, now they're out. There's nothing that's concrete or stable, and that's due to this person's choices, and the primary focus is always on their stability, but they're the ones that always messes up that stability, and they don't really want to give anything. So I even feel like this person might have had stability, had it end within a relationship, and ever since then has become a rolling stone. So they don't really want to give anyone anything. And that's the issue. And they know now they could have played it different. They could have acted like a friend. They could have had you in their life. They didn't need to do this. This is a manifestation of their wounding, is what I feel. And that's why they're like, I know that you wouldn't take me back. And understand some of you might be like, I would take this person back. Well, if you take this person back, they still wouldn't give you anything. And over time, they know that you would not want to stay with them, is the whole point. They don't want to change and they don't want to try to, change, is what they're pretty much saying. But they're realizing that they should have played this differently. And so again, we see as friendship, but we don't really see like a friendship. That friendship is more like a frenemy. So we look at the inner child wounds to see again where the energy of betrayal really comes in because that's what this person was trying to do. That's what this person actually did. They like latched an emotional connection. Some of you were with this person, some of you it never got off the ground. But this person had every intention of it getting off the ground and never giving you anything, is what you know. So we have to look at that as betrayal. We have to look at that as, again, the things that triggered you, which is also the lack of emotional intelligence, the lack of compassion, like all those higher levels of consciousness. When it's real unconditional love, that's the energy it is. I feel like this person, like, actually does have that love now for you because they're like realizing they should have played it different, but they're not going to like change. They'll love you from afar. They'll respect you. They'll see you differently. You change them because you're a soul mate that again didn't put up with the breadcrumbs, they misjudged you. They know that they hurt you. You didn't react. They thought you would react. They thought that you would chase. You didn't do any of that. You made them look at you. And now they see I have egg all over my face. I have mud all over my face. They can't really do anything with that. Vulnerability, protection, neglect, imagination, confusion. So again, we always look to the inner child wounds to say, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of whom, what comes into your life. And so the reason why is because you were emotionally neglected in childhood. You were not allowed to be vulnerable. You did not feel safe. in your environment, which, by the way, is why you have very strong imagination. Like that, when a child can't run away, when they don't feel safe, they go inward, they go inside of themselves. It creates a very rich internal life, which is connected to the imagination, which, if you can imagine it, you can create it. And that's why the child that survives thrives, because again, they were in that energy. So, Spirit says it was the confusion of growing up in that environment where you're neglected. Parents are supposed to love, they're supposed to protect, they're supposed to make you feel safe. No, what you had to do was run to friends, and then over time, those friends actually even took advantage because you didn't have family. You looked to those friends to be family. And when we, become needy, what we are teaching people is that we don't believe that we can have it, that we're dependent. And then over time, what people do is they take advantage. And so, like I said, I do feel like this person felt like, again, at one time you were hurt. They might have known that you grew up and didn't really have the love and the support from your family. And so again, knows that you have trust issues. And so this is why the intermittent manipulation, they came in and they formed that emotional bond to you when they felt like you had connected to them on that level and then disconnected. This is why they were so sure you would run after them. They were so sure of how you were going to act. That's not what happened. I feel like you went inward. Yeah, because again, you were taught not that you weren't allowed to be vulnerable. So there was always a part of you that held back from this person. You're just a nice person. This person thought that you were an open book, but there was so much to you that you hid from this person that they saw a version of you that wasn't accurate. And I always say that the universe, aka God, will always protect you from like an enemy that enemy is not going to see you for who you truly are. And the reason why is because, hey, they would stop you, they it would trigger. But when you're someone that people say, you're a little nothing, you're no big deal and you can't do anything. Well, it's again, they weren't looking. So they thought for sure, you're going to chase me, you're going to act this way because I perceive you this way. No, that's not what happened. And like I said, and that's why this person's intimidated, because you taught them something. You taught them something about themselves, and you also did not let this person get over. And what you're saying is like, I know exactly who you are. I'm diplomatic about it. I don't have to yell and scream because, hey, that's a reflection of you, not a reflection of me. But what you had realized a long time ago is that your protection comes from getting strong within yourself. That it doesn't matter if you're neglected. If you can imagine it, you can create it. It's like, and that if it's confusion, then guess what? It's not a real friend. It's not really somebody that I can trust. And any relationship needs to at least have the foundation of a friendship. And this person, again, didn't do that. They didn't build anything of any concrete. They gave absolutely nothing, which made you not really be vulnerable to this person. You already know how to pretend you grew up in that type of environment. This person assumed that you were like everyone else, like that you were being so transparent with everything. You weren't. What they're seeing is you're a lot smarter than you lead on, that you're a lot stronger than they perceive, that they got you all wrong. And so if you're not giving energy to this person, how you transmute that negative energy, which is again staying connected to someone that thinks that they can get over on you, would create a lot of negative energy. Someone that wanted you to chase, someone that wanted to manipulate, someone that wanted to, make you feel bad. Again, Spirit says you need to transmute that energy by embodying your soul's calling by listening to the whisper of your own soul, aligning your actions with your values. This person was not in alignment with your values. So that was another thing, intuitively that directed you, that you saw that. And it was all about letting go of who you once were to realize who you are, release the past. And when you release the past where you weren't allowed to be vulnerable, that you again relied more on friends, that you relied on outside things because you didn't get that love, you didn't get that support. That now, again, ascending life is that you realize that you get the support from yourself, you get the support from growing a strong connection to the God that's inside of you, to spirit, to again you're aligning your actions with your values to always come from the highest state of consciousness, that everything should be derived from unconditional love, not from a place of fear. That way it's in alignment with everything, with everyone involved, as well as the universe. We always want to be in alignment with the universal laws. And so like letting go of the perception that you're not worthy, that you're not safe. Where spirit says you're always safe. You have to get a good connection to your body. So it's all about, again, ascending life. And you ascend life a lot of times by taking a leap of faith, take a bold step, even if the path is not fully visible. The risks are going to be rewarding because you're going to jump into a whole other reality because you ascended life. And so the experiences are going to be different. Who you attract to is going to be different. And this allows you to see yourself differently. And this is, again, what gives you boundless energy. So harness your energy so that you can, again, be on your soul's path. It's powered by the divine because when you clear those old blocks that made you stay in a perception of yourself that you are no longer, well, you're actually creating more energy inside of yourself because we should never get stuck in a perception of who we perceive that we are. We're always changing. We're always metamorphosing through learning, through again being interactive in life. I mean, if we're not learning anymore, then eventually we die. The whole point is that we're growing and we're evolving. And so Spirit says you're ascending life and you're protected. Know that you are protected, that you have angels and that the universe um, is conspiring to make a way where there is no way for you. So that, again, it is kind of like a faith walk. It's just that, and the only reason why is because you don't exactly know how things are going to unfold. However, you are putting energy towards what you want to grow. It's just you don't know how it's going to look. So it's again, you're moving into the unknown, which allows you to see yourself differently. It allows you to really, I want to say like integrate all facets of yourself. Really, that's really what the situation is. That to let go of the old you, which is wounded, fragmented, and to fully integrate by moving into new territories. That's going to force you to see yourself differently because you're meeting different people, different opportunities, and so that you can actually have infinite possibilities, boundless opportunities. So you release the fear by letting go of the old you so that you can fulfill your promise, your destiny, why you're here to be the expression of love, to give and receive of love. That's why the Spirit's saying is why you went through this situation to become a better version of yourself, to know your worth. This person shouldn't have even gotten that as much time as they did, is what Spirit says. Okay, and we leave off with one more, which is everything turns to light. So it's all about working to improve yourself, embracing all that life brings you to transform the darkness into light, to allow yourself to grow and become stronger. So again, it was to help you integrate all facets of yourself so that you can have infinite opportunities so that there's no blockages to abundance, blockages to love, blockages to, just being able to create the life and the life experiences that you want to have. So again, once you learn, well, now if the universe tries to test you again, you're not going to even, take much time on taking the test. You'll spend maybe an hour, maybe a few minutes, but it won't be long because once you go through this type of situation, you never go through it really ever again because you become wiser. You become, say, I'm not going to put myself through that anymore. It's like, unless the person's coming in and actually offering something, I'm not going to give my time like that because it's how much you give is the whole is the size of the whole. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.